Ghostbusters Afterlife is a piece of crap and I don't know why people are enjoying it. Number 1. The story. The original Ghostbusters from 1984 is goofy as hell. It has a goofy story, goofy characters, goofy ghost designs, goofy romance, goofy everything. But it works, because it is supposed to be goofy. It's a comedy, but all these things don't work when you put them in a darker film like this. Sure, it still has jokes, but everything from the color palette to the atmosphere is much darker and serious. Not just that, but the whole movie is a copy of the first one. It's just a series of scenes with the sole purpose of making you remember how much you love the first film. Just like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, the Nestle's Crunch Bar, the Twinkies, the Pterodactyl's arms ripping through a chair, stacked books, the fireman's pole. For God's sake, in both movies the main characters go to jail. You must be trolling. I could just be watching the first film again. Even though the whole movie is practically Ghostbusters all over again, the last 30 minutes are literally the same. It's jarring to see something so similar yet with not a single bit of personality that the first one had. Dear God. All the older Ghostbusters appear at the end and it just felt like they didn't want to be there. I don't know, I just thought that was funny. Number 2. The tone. The tone of this movie is all over the place. Like I already said, it's a much more serious film than the first ones. It takes its story more seriously, which there's nothing wrong with. They can do whatever movie they want, it just has to be good. What really bothers me is the fact that in this serious story they put jokes every second they can, which really takes me off the movie.
Why should you never trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
1 second you're seeing the little girl discovering more about her grandparent, but the second right after we have the mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Man making me want to kill myself. Number 3. The comedy. Like I already said, the jokes don't fit in this movie. But even though they don't fit, are they good? No. Number 4. The characters. There are basically no characters in this movie. They just were there to get the movie going so you can see more things from the first one. Because that's really what matters. The little girl whose name is Phoebe, she was fine I guess. She was the only character who was actually doing something. Finn Wolfhard was pretty bad, which is not surprising. I don't really like his performance in Stranger Things all that much, but in this film particularly, it was really unnecessary. There's also this nerdy kid who has a podcast, so his name is Podcast. Oh my god. The mom could have been good if the writers of the movie did care. Paul Rudd was Paul Rudd, even though his personality doesn't really fit in this character. Every time he said a joke, I just didn't believe he would be saying it. Number 5. The romance. Surprisingly enough, there are 2 romantic plotlines in this movie. There's one between Kelly Spengler, which is the mother, and Gary Gruberson, which is Paul Rudd. Another between Trevor, which is Finn Wolfhard, and Lucky, which is Black. That's her only character trait. The one with Mike from Stranger Things could have easily been cut off the movie and nothing would change. It also just felt so forced. First time she appears, she doesn't really care about Finn, but then the minute right after she is already hitting on him, out of nowhere she is all over him. The one with Ant-Man wasn't that bad, but it also felt forced and I did not like it. Number 6. The pacing. The most criminal thing this movie did was being boring. If it was a so bad it's good movie, I could forgive it because at least I would be having fun. But no! It's just so similar to the first one that I fell asleep 1 hour in until my friend woke me up. So yeah, these are the reasons why I dislike this film, and now I'm gonna present the reasons why you shouldn't dislike my video. Number 1. I did explain the reasons why Ghostbusters Afterlife sucked, so I delivered. If you disagree...
No shit, Sherlock!
Number 2. You can't.